Hi, and welcome once again to TonyWilliams.com. As I always say at the start of all my posts, I hope some of the materials that I'm able to share on this post could get an average person like myself go from a place of good to greatness as we struggle and strive to reconstruct ourselves to build a legacy for ourselves that is obviously sustainable and hopefully lasts. Today I want to talk about two little words. These words are words that we sort of tend to use on a regular basis, sometimes without thinking or with so much ease, just as we felt pleased or as we feel pleased. Can you actually remember, when we used to grow up, or for most of us when we used to grow up and we're asked, to do something or get out of our comfort zone to go and do something, or our parents say, "Oh, Tony, go and do this or something," and we're sitting there just watching TV, or go and do your homework, or go and wash the place, wash the car, whatever it is, tidy your bedroom. Some of the words that normally, or a couple of the words that normally come out of your mouth without thinking at any stage would be those two words. I can't. I can't. I can't. Also, in some people's case, or Nigerian little kids, I cannot. And we say those words with so much ease without being able to, think of, whether we really can or we can't. We just say it because whatever we've been asked or the task that's been given to us at that point in time has just been unpleasant, and we just don't want to think. We don't want to use our brain to think whether we could, whether we can't. It could be a maths test, it could be homework, it could be anything. We'll just say, the first thing that come out of our belly as a sort of default response to anything is I can't. And what has happened is, as we've grown from childhood into adolescence and then obviously into adulthood, we've found those words subconsciously growing with us, where we find ourselves in situations as adults where anything is asked of us, the first things without thinking that we respond to or we respond with is I can't. Lend me some money, I can't. Help me do this, I can't. Can you get a degree, I can't. Can you, there are many ways in which you could relate to it, and things where you just subconsciously say as an answer, I can't. But indirectly, which sort of places a limitation on our progress. It places a limitation on where, from us getting away from where we are to getting onto the next level. But the truth of the matter really is the only limitation that is on us are those that we place on ourselves, or those that we allow other people to place on us. And those two little words, when you say it so repetitive, or you say it just without thinking, or you just say it as a default response to anything that someone has said to you, it just places that limitation on you. So you don't have to use your brain no more. You just sit there and say, I can't. So you're comfortable in whatever mess you are, just because of those words that are just default responses. And if that person, as much as just leaves you alone, because of the words that you've uttered back to him in response to whatever task or whatever request he's asked of you, then you're comfortable there. Notice there's not going to be no more movement. You're not even going to think about what he asked you, whether it's beneficial to you or whether it's not beneficial to you. Although a lot of us use these words that, for comfort, maybe an excuse like, I can't because the situation is not easy. I can't because I don't have the manpower or resources. I can't because I lack the mental capability. I can't, because I don't have no money. I'm not schooled enough. The truth of the matter is, nothing worth living for in life is actually easy. And we're never going to know if we can do something or not unless we actually give it a try. I personally, I believe, one of the most powerful forces in life is the will of a man who dares to believe in himself and aims to go higher, and against all obstacles or against all the I can'ts that's in his life, he still confidently chases after those dreams, and in himself believes that every I can't that shows itself as a stumbling block in him is going to turn into I can. And I feel there's nothing as powerful as that, because within yourself you believe that you are going to have stumbling blocks, you are going to find obstacles, you are going to fail from time to time, and you're going to use those failures as stepping stones to success for yourself. It makes me think, like, how small is the gap between what we think we could achieve and what we could actually achieve? Very, very thin, very, very small. But first of all, if you don't believe that what you're thinking you could achieve it, then that gap is so wide. The first step to making progress, so the first step to achieving that goal is for us in our minds to actually think, this thing here, I can achieve it. No, I can't, I can. Regardless of what the odds are, regardless of what the obstacles are, regardless of what the stumbling blocks are, regardless of what everyone else is saying, in your mind you're believing that you can, and then you go through it. And having said that, doesn't make me an expert on what I think anyone could, achieve, or an expert in the field of motivation, or neither would I say I have more knowledge of what motivates the next man more than an average man. But in myself, I firmly believe, regardless of what it is, that, whatever I can see, I believe I could definitely achieve. And so should it go for everyone. We should have that belief in ourselves that, as long as we believe it, we could achieve it, putting in the corresponding efforts as well, because it's not going to drop on our laps. It's not a piece of cake. It's never going to be a piece of cake. And so I think we should then, from then on, turn all those sorts of I can'ts in our life into I can. We need to start adopting that sort of kind of mindset and sort of philosophical mindset, that I cans really, that I cans, in order to attain these things that we want, they're just technically sort of a belief, a philosophy of believing in yourself, having faith in what you believe in, and putting the corresponding action in there. If you could do all of that, you believe in yourself, you have faith in what you believe in, and you put that effort in relentlessly, then the world is definitely going to be at your footstool. So it's basically what's all this I'm saying. All I'm saying is just give things a chance to happen, give success a chance to happen. It's impossible to sort of win a race unless you venture to run. It's impossible to sort of get victory unless you want to be in a battle. There's nothing more tragic than an individual who nurses a dream or an ambition, always hoping and wishing that things will happen, but never actually giving it a chance to happen. So many of us are like that. The teacher who says he's going to go and get a master's degree, the alcoholic who says one day I'm going to be sober, skinny chest like myself who says I'm going to go to the gym and pump, never get to do it. Cheating husband who said one day I'm going to be sincere to my wife, a cheating wife who thinks one day, there's so many of us like that. You just got to make that decision. You've got to make that decision to say, look, all these I can't in my life, all these things that make me mentally think I'm incapable of doing this. I am actually capable. I can do these things. I can achieve these things. I can be sincere to my spouse. I can stop smoking weed. I can, stop being promiscuous and just, being a nuisance up and down. I can't be responsible. I can't, can stop being a deadbeat father. You've got to just start trusting in your dreams. What are we afraid of after all? What are we afraid of? Are we afraid of failure? Failure, as I said, is a stepping stone to success. You know, we've got to quit talking. We've got to quit talking and start doing. You know, the nice science says just do it. You know, just do it. Stop talking. Nobody wants to hear that talk no more. Everybody wants to see the results. You know, so stop talking. Yeah, and we're never going to know. We're never going to know if you could write that book. You're never going to know if you could make that speech. You're never going to know if you could start up that business. You're never going to know if you can sustain that business unless you actually start. You know, and once you've made your mind up, just be careful about who you talk to about it. Because now this is your dream. You know, the Nigerian proverb says, when your yam is coming out, cover it so that the birds of praise don't come and pick it all off. I know this because I grew yam when I was small. I grew yam when I was smaller. But yeah, I grew yam. I grew all sorts of vegetables. So again, I know the whole issue of seeds and harvest. But then also it taught me how to protect your seeds when they're growing. So you don't expose your dream to cynics. You know, somebody's just gonna listen to you and then just putting you down the minute you know, or frenemies, I should say, who your vision's just too much for them. They can't ever believe that, you know what, you're going to achieve this, you know, and they put you down. Maybe, you know, you wake up, you're so geared up, this, you know, your creator or your God has put this dream in your mind, you know, because it's God who gives dreams to the dreamer. That's what the Bible says. You know, so he's put this dream in your mind and you're so geared up, you know, you think, yeah, the next person you call is your next person, your next man or your next friend, and by the time you finish that conversation with him, you know, you're hearing things like, you can't possibly do that. There's no way that's going to work, you know, that's all, bro. Don't waste your time in that, you know. And by the time you come off that conversation, 5-minute call, you're more deflated than a busted ball. You understand what I'm saying? Share your dreams with people who can believe with you, who could believe in you, you know, who could push you forward, who could get you, who could give you stepping stones, share a vision with you. You know, don't share your dreams with haters, you know. So be careful, you know, increase by association, show me a friend and I know who you are. Surround yourself with people who believe in what you're doing, you know. It's ironic, it's someone who's not made £1,000 before in a month that's going to be telling you, you can never make £30,000 in a month. You know, it's impossible. You know, these dreams are just too big for them to comprehend. So you either keep it quiet, or you find someone who's you know, who you could afford to break that dream to, who supports you, or you just keep it between you and your God. You know. That's all I'm saying. And finally, you know, I'm just saying that the only thing that stands between us and our dreams, the only things that stand between us and our I cans are our will or our lack of will. So that's our will to do it or the lack of will to do it. And the third thing is just the corresponding actions you put in there. It's as simple as that. There's no in between. You have the will, you follow that will with belief, and you hit the dream. You lack the will, then there's no motivation, there's no, you know, you just have the dream, you keep on hoping and wishing and hoping and wishing and hoping and wishing. And unfortunately, a lot of people have just gone to their grave, you know, with their dreams, hoping and wishing, you know. So whatever your dreams are, my brother, my sister, just go for it. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter if it's all messy at the start. I keep on saying, it doesn't matter if, you know what I mean, you don't think there's a way. Just go for it. Just keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. You know, if you knock long enough, you know, something will break. You understand what I'm saying? If you know, the Bible says, to he who knocks, it shall be opened. To he who seeks, he shall find. To he who asks, it shall be given. But when you stop knocking because you hear no answer, nothing's going to be open. When you stop asking because someone's not responding to you on time, you get turned down here and there, you stop, you know, putting your applications out there. At the end of the day, no more applications, no more responses. And that sort of goes for the third one. You know, it says there's no such word as I can't. Ban the word I can't from your vocabulary. Ban it, cross it out. You know, like Everywhere you see it, just put an X across it. In your heart, believe that you can. You know, the Bible says, we can achieve all things, not one, not two, all things. That means everything we set our mind on, we can achieve it through God who strengthens us. You know, so that's all I've got to say from now. As I say, I'm not saying I'm an expert in anything. If I could change one life, or if I could encourage one life by the little posts I put out there, then my job is done. That's all I've got to say from now. Until then, or until next time when we have something else, or where I have something else to say. If there's anything you want to share with me, please drop me an email or put a comment in the box. And I just hope that until we speak again, you have a fantastic week ahead of yourself. Take care, and God bless.